Today I'm going to show you guys how to make my herbed tahini sauce. This is so good. It's vegan, it's dairy-free, it's perfect for rice bowls, salads, roasted vegetables, quinoa bowls, you name it. I love it. It's a great meal prep sauce to make ahead. So if you have something in your fridge, you're like, what do I pair that with? I need a sauce. Here it is, the green herb tahini. So let's go. You're gonna need a half a cup of filtered water. That's the first ingredient. Secondly, you're gonna need 2 tablespoons plus 1 teaspoon of lemon juice. This is just a ratio that I found that works and that tastes best. So there you go. And you may wanna add another teaspoon after maybe, but I do this at first to see how it is and then I test it after. Next, we need 3 tablespoons extra virgin olive oil. Healthy fats are gonna be going in here along with the tahini. So 3 tablespoons of that. Next, you need 1 fat garlic clove. So, if you don't have a big one like this, then just use 2 mediums. And then this is for fun. It's not needed if you have a half teaspoon of za'atar, just a spice here. That adds a bit of a little punch to it. And then I want a teaspoon of Celtic sea salt. This is the brand I love. It's full of minerals and potassium, magnesium, all that good stuff. So a teaspoon of that. And then I'm going to do lightly packed cup of cilantro. So it can be tender leaves, and stems. So it's not super packed down, but it's kind of like there. But again, this is to taste. You may want to add more. And then I've gotten the ratio of 12 mint leaves. I know it sounds strange, but kind of around the larger size. They could be, if there's 2 smaller ones, count those as 1. So 12 mint leaves. Again, these are herbs. They're not changing the flavor dramatically, but they're adding something. Now, I'm not gonna add the tahini yet. I'm gonna give this a whiz, and then I'll be back to add the tahini. I got my Vitamix here. I'm just gonna give this a quick blend. See how green everything in there is, so pretty. So I'm gonna take this off, and I'm going to add the tahini. And while I'm adding the tahini, I wanna say a little bit of something about the tahini I'm using. So I use Soko tahini. If you use one of those really pasty tahinis that have to be refrigerated and they don't have a smooth consistency like this, it's not gonna taste the same. Just trust me. I used to not like tahini until I got this brand, Soko. It's creamy, you don't have to refrigerate it. This is another great one, but it needs refrigeration, so I'm not sure how it gets after it's refrigerated. Soom tahini. They're both creamy tahini, so anyway, get something like that before you make this recipe or else it's gonna turn out differently. So watch when I pour this in. So this is a half a cup of smooth, raw, plain tahini. Look at that. This is how it's supposed to flow. So I'm gonna put this in here and then I'm gonna give it another whiz. As you can see, this is very green in color. So I'm gonna give it a taste and see how it is. So good, but again, it needs to be brightened. So I'm gonna add another teaspoon of fresh lemon juice and we will see how this is. Boy, again, let's see how it is here. It's a big one. Perfect. Now, if you still want to brighten it up, you can add more lemon juice. You can add more mint if you feel like it needs it. I always save a couple mint leaves and cilantro on the side just to add it, but I think this tastes great. So, okay, I'm going to pour this into a glass. This stores for about a week. Make sure that when you're pouring this, you get every last bit that you can. I mean, you don't have to be anal about it, but you don't want to waste any of it. So I'm always spending time scraping it into the jar, making sure I get all the yumminess. So, yeah. Another great make ahead dressing or sauce, whatever you want to call it, for your weekly meal prep. So it's so good.